If you've ever taken an intro to Chinese or beginner Chinese course, you've probably learned the terms 老师, 先生, 小姐 as ways of addressing people. However, if you follow this very limited scope of your textbook, it really won't get you far in real life. These terms aren't enough for interacting with people that you will meet in China or in your daily life. But don't panic. This video will give you tons of vocabulary to be able to converse with Chinese people in any situation. And you will likely impress these counterparts just by your ability to adapt your conversation based on who you're speaking with. I hope you can utilize this advice in your everyday life, and I also hope that after you learn how to properly address people, you'll check out Dig Mandarin's other videos that will show you how to converse with native speakers more authentically. Dig Mandarin has tons of videos from the subjects of HSK to business Chinese. You're guaranteed to cover all of your bases. And also be sure to give this video a like and subscribe so you never miss out on an opportunity to learn more Mandarin. There are more than 1 billion Mandarin speakers on this planet, so odds are you're going to run into one in a variety of different situations, and it's even more likely that this person is going to be a stranger. When addressing strangers, you should know that age is very important when it comes to addressing people. Age is a very important value in Chinese culture. So when you are addressing strangers, make sure to pay attention to their age. And here are a couple ways to address people from all walks of life. Let's begin with the elderly. And by the way, by elderly person, I mean someone who is clearly as old as your grandparents. For a man, you can use 大爷 or 爷爷, or 大妈 or 奶奶 for a woman. If you're looking for a more neutral way to address an elderly person, you can use 老人家, which is a way to address an elderly man or woman. Okay, so if this person's age is more similar to your parents, you can use 叔叔 or 大叔 for a man, or 阿姨 for a woman. If the person is not too much older than you, you can also use 大哥 or 大姐. This is also a respectful way of addressing people. One thing to pay attention to, though, is when calling people 大妈. Nowadays, this has become more of a derogatory sense of calling someone an old woman, so use with caution. For addressing young people, for young boys, you can use 小伙子, or for girls, 小姑娘 or 小妹妹. If the other person is in the same generation as you and you are also young, you can use an informal form of like 帅哥 or 美女, which is 小哥哥 and 小姐姐. These are similar to like lad or lass in English. Calling someone 小哥哥 or 小姐姐 is a great way of addressing that person and putting them at ease and striking up a conversation. And it also doesn't hurt that these forms also have the connotation of being young and good looking. As a teacher, I often call my young students, like elementary school students, 小朋友. This one can be used for like young students, like 10 years old or younger. Your middle school students or high school students would not find this too flattering, so be careful with this one. But I find 小朋友 is a great way of addressing these students that are a little shy, too nervous to give out their name right away. It's a great way to address them and make them feel at ease. As you make more and more Chinese friends, you can change the way that you address them to be more personal and less formal. For addressing relatives, you will address them based on their position in the family hierarchy. So for example, 爷爷 奶奶 for parents of your father, and 外公,外婆 for parents of your mother, and so on and so forth. So one thing you should know is that there are a lot of ways of addressing Chinese family members. It goes by which side of the family they're on, their age, their gender, so many different terms. I would definitely recommend brushing up on this, especially since family is so important in Chinese culture. We have included a link to an article in the description down below, so after this video you can go check that out as well. So if your acquaintance is not in your family, you can use xiao plus their last name. For example, Xiao Wang. Or if they're older than you can use lao plus surname. Sometimes if you are friendly enough, you can also just call your Chinese friends by their first name. This one is okay as well. And then there's another group of people that are, maybe they don't have direct kinship, but they get along really well with your family. For these people, you can call them by their surname followed by 爷爷 or 奶奶, or their surname followed by 叔叔 or 阿姨. One time I overheard my student speaking with her mother and they referred to me as Emily 阿姨. And I was super flattered. If someone addresses you in this way, it means that they think of you as part of their family. So great work. And what about you? Have you ever been accepted into a Chinese family? Let us know in the comments down below and tell us, what title did they give you? And the third topic we'll be discussing today is addressing professionals. Sometimes in Chinese culture, if your job title gives you a higher social standing, you will refer to these people by their job title. So for example, Wu Jingli, which is manager Wu, or Zhang Lao Shi, teacher Zhang, Liu Juren, director Liu, or Wang Yisheng, Dr. Wang, and so on. Of course, the surname always comes before the job title because family name is the most important thing. You can also note that the term 老师 has expanded beyond its original meaning of teacher. So today it could mean anyone who is knowledgeable or has expertise in a certain field, such as like a film director. Or it can also be referring to someone who just works in a school, such as a school administrator. For people who work at the government or they work in commercial enterprises, you will also address them based on their ranks, such as 师长 for mayor, or 教长 for school principal, or 经理 if it's a manager. Just as before, you will put the surname before the rank or the job title, just out of respect for the family. Another term that's becoming quite popular these days is 总. 总 on its own means like a chief. It actually comes from the abbreviation of 总经理 for general manager, or 总裁. You can address people with 总 after their family name. So 王总, 徐总. 总 has expanded beyond its original meaning for people at a relatively high rank, either in the government, state-owned enterprises, or even commercial enterprises. And depending on the culture of your company, some bosses now are actually requesting to be called 老大 to create more of like an amiable relationship between the bosses and the employees. At tech firms or like financial companies, people are actually more accustomed to being called by their English names without any regard to hierarchical structure. Whether you're at a restaurant, at a convenience store, at a spa, it is always important to address service workers with respect. If you're at a restaurant, the proper way to address your waiter or waitress is 服务员. As we've mentioned before, you can call your boss by their family name followed by 总, but there is a less formal way of calling your boss, which is 老板. 老板 is also word that you can use to address a shopkeeper or a restaurant owner. So for example, if you're shopping in a private store and you meet the owner, it would be appropriate to call them 老板. Oh, and by the way, if you're talking to the wife of the store owner or a female proprietor, you can call her 老板娘. 师傅 was a term originally reserved only for people with a special skill set or expertise in a field, such as martial arts, culinary, plumbing, just to name a few. Today, it's a respectful term used for blue-collar workers, such as taxi drivers, factory workers, or delivery clerks. So the next time you get a phone call from your DD driver or from your Waimai delivery man or woman, you can call them 师傅. Addressing people with the correct title is a great way to ensure that your conversation gets started on the right foot, also helps the other person feel more at ease, and most importantly proves that you are a competent Mandarin speaker. So go forth, try out some of these new titles and see what kind of a response you get. Did we miss anything in this video? Please let us know in the comments down below. And don't forget while you're down there to like the video and also subscribe for more useful Chinese tips. See you in the next video. 再见!